I just got laid off. Just got off a call just a few minutes ago. Still trying to process it, for sure. Would it have been nice to have a job lined up before learning this news? Yeah, of course, but the game plan hasn't changed. We were expecting this already, so I'd been applying. I have interviews coming up, some stuff still rolling. So it's it sucks. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that it doesn't. I am very positive. I still believe that I'm going to get a better job and be in a better situation. That mantra is still something I'm repeating to myself every day. It does suck in the moment, but I think this is just going to be for the best. This is the push. I don't know why I always try to look on the bright side of things. Like, for me, this situation is like I could have been fired. You know, there was a path that they were kind of painting this picture of me not performing or whatever. So that this could have gone the other way where I got fired. Instead, being laid off, there are benefits to that. There's a paid leave that I'm going to be going on that does not include my actual severance package. So I'll have a little bit of time. It's definitely not as much time as I'd love, but at least it's something, because in this state, if you're fired, you don't get unemployment benefits, which is actually kind of crazy to me. So this is the better result of the two. I know there's people out there that have been in the search and the grind for longer than I've been. And yeah, it's rough, but we're going to be okay. We're going to make it. We're going to find something. We're going to get by. I believe it.
So I got laid off. It's been 4 days. I worked there for 9 years and had all my major life milestones there. I've made incredible friends, have incredible coworkers, but the biggest takeaway I have from this experience is to take advantage of all the benefits your company offers you. Take all your PTO. Work the system to take as many days as you can. Negotiate for more days. Take your maternity leave. Take your full paternity leave. Literally any benefit that they are giving you, take advantage, because at the end of the day, all they care about is their bottom line. And as soon as that starts to suffer, they are not going to think twice about laying off as many people as they need. So just don't kill yourself at work, because you're just a number.
600,000. 600,000 is the total number of jobs that were lost in January. 600,000 families experienced a layoff in January. 600,000 families will lose or have lost a major source of their income, all while corporations are still bringing in record profits.
Layoffs feel like they're happening all at once again, and for a lot of workers, it feels sudden and personal. One week, companies are hiring, and the next week, entire teams are being cut. But in reality, these layoffs have been building quietly for months. A lot of companies overhired during strong economic periods, especially in tech and corporate roles. When growth slowed down and borrowing became more expensive, businesses started tightening budgets. Payroll is usually the biggest expense, so layoffs become the fastest way to cut costs. Another reason why this feels intense now is visibility. Layoffs are no longer private. People post them on social media, share their experiences on LinkedIn and TikTok, and suddenly it feels like everyone is losing their job at the same time, even if it's happening unevenly across industries. The key point is that these layoffs aren't always about performance. In many cases, they're about profit margins, not individual failure.
New data showed that this was the worst January for workers since 2009. AI is one of the reasons why companies announcing massive layoffs citing AI as a cause. It is not too late for the government to go big, distribute universal basic income to millions of Americans. You're going to need it more than ever, particularly for those who right now are struggling to find work.
I'm telling y'all, if you think layoffs are done, you are already behind what's coming. I'm gonna say this real slow, because some people are still pretending that everything is fine. A shift is happening in the labor market, folks, and it's a real shift. And if you don't have the knowledge for it, it's still gonna run you over. So I lost my job last year and all the hoopla, right? And every week, I'm talking to somebody that either got laid off and lost their job, or they know somebody that lost their job. Whether it's government, tech, manufacturing, y'all see all the names, it doesn't really matter, right? It's everywhere. Now, some people keep saying it's AI, it's AI, it's AI. I'm like, nope, that's not it. AI is the excuse, but profit is the actual reason why so many layoffs are happening. These companies are not choosing between you and technology. They are choosing between you and their profit margins. And every time they're going to step over your unemployed body to make those shareholders happy. And be clear, the government is not stopping it. They're leading the charge because now the mentality is profits and politics over people. And I'm just wondering how much loss America can absorb before it's not sustainable. Because rent, mortgage, groceries, insurance, all of that shit is going to collide all at the same time. So if you've been laid off, I see you, okay? And if you haven't been laid off yet, be honest. Is it feeling like any day now it could happen to you? Told y'all, this is not random. This is exactly how the system is supposed to work to keep the rich rich. Now the question is, how long are we expected to just take it?
The job market seems to be in shambles, and I feel like that's intentional. Like now we have these record number of layoffs happening, and it just seems to be an exponential number of layoffs that keep happening, and people aren't able to get jobs, and all of these things where you're finding out that basically most of the job offerings that are even online are actually fake job listings. Like they're not actually trying to hire people for these jobs. And that's why I'm like, we just all need to stop participating. Like imagine a system that is quite literally trying to get rid of all the workers, yet the workers of this system that is not working, by the way, are literally trying to hold on to these jobs and hold on to these 9-to-5 corporate jobs. Like, quite literally, the system continues because we could keep contributing to it. So I feel like the fact that there are all these layoffs and people can't get jobs and these job listings are fake should honestly be a sign to people who even are trying to look for jobs at this point that like the system is fucked. The job market is quite literally in shambles. It's crumbling. Everything is collapsing within the job market. Like clearly the jobs aren't sustainable. And there's no such thing as job security, really, because the second you're no longer needed, you can be replaced from any of these jobs. I feel like we need to focus on that more than the fact that, like, there are less jobs and, like, they aren't hiring anyone and people are being laid off. Like, I understand people are being laid off, but I'm also seeing that as a sign that we aren't even supposed to be contributing all of this time of our lives to these jobs. Like, when you really look at it, you're spending so much time away from enjoying your own life and doing what you want to do because of a job that quite literally doesn't care if you're someone who works there or not. Because at the end of the day, even if you pass away, you will be replaced at that job. Like, that's why even though all of these things are happening in astronomical numbers and people are being laid off and no one's getting hired, it's like, I think we need to actually stop participating in the system altogether. We need to not even be trying to go out there to get these jobs that are quite literally just fucking up people's lives. A livable wage is not being paid at most of these jobs, mind you. And that's the whole point of a job. So clearly the system is fucked and all of it's in shambles and it's collapsing.
You see, workers aren't just scared of losing a job, they're scared of what comes after. Job markets feel tighter, interview processes are longer, and competition is at an all-time high. Losing income now doesn't just mean inconvenience. Cost of living has risen faster than wages, so most people don't have long runways. Rent, groceries, insurance, and debt don't pause just because someone gets laid off. That financial pressure turns layoffs into psychological shockwaves. There's also a trust issue. Many workers were told that they were essential only to be laid off later. That breaks confidence in employers and creates a feeling that stability is just an illusion. You see, when people don't feel secure, they panic. Not because they're weak, but because the margin for error has shrunk.
I just got laid off. I just got laid off. I thought 2026 was gonna be my year. Now I'm unemployed. Oh my god. Like, is this a prank? Am I missing something? Like, what? I don't even know how I feel. Anger, I'm sad, I'm scared. This job, it fell into my lap when I was desperate, when I really needed it. So I gave it my all. I gave it all my energy. I spent so much time learning and perfecting the craft so that I could be good at what I do. But while giving it everything, I lost myself. It's like I became a robot. Like, I would just show up. I would dread every single day. Mondays were my worst enemy. I fucking dreaded that day. Pretending I was okay, but I would really just go on break quickly and go cry in the bathroom. And yes, I told my managers, they were very aware of how I was feeling. They saw my downfall compared to when I first started to now. Like, I was miserable at that job, but at the end of the day, the bills still gotta get paid. Life goes on. I don't know if it's like a trauma bond or something, but it's scary. Like, what the fuck is happening right now? I'm like speechless. Like, I can't even believe that this is happening right now. I have no job. I have no source of income. I'm fucked. My God. What is actually happening? I know that everything happens for a reason. I'm trying to stay positive here. You're telling me this is what was meant to happen. This is what was meant to happen. 2026, the year that Aaliyah is ready to go all in, no excuses, no fuckery, and I lose my job. It's like a weird, like, roller coaster of emotions because I hated that routine that I was just stuck in where I did nothing but live for that job. I woke up last minute, did nothing with my mornings 80% of the time, would skip breakfast because of how late I woke up, would show up at the office and be miserable from 9 to 5, and then come home, eat supper, shower, sleep, repeat. Like, I have no life. All of 2025, I've spent it isolating myself. I haven't been spending time with my friends. I haven't been seeing family. I haven't been doing anything for myself. I don't have any hobbies. Other than creating content, what have I been doing? Nothing. I've been living for this job that doesn't give a fuck about me. And they just dump me like that. Just like that. Cheers to being unemployed.
I got laid off in March and I still can't find like a secure job. Right now I have a temporary work from home job that I'm so grateful for. I'm very grateful, but I feel like this job market is just dog shit. It's absolute dog shit. I worked in quality assurance before, quality assurance for customer service and like risk departments. And I thought I would be fine finding another job if I ever got laid off, and I'm not fine. I'm not fine at all. And all the other videos I made and all my comments, seems like no one else is doing great either. And obviously this is like 2008 just repeating itself. Like, there's always going to be like things like this happening. It is what it is, but I'm like, geez, man.
I got laid off from my job of 3.5 years, and I have no idea what's happening next. So I've had a little bit of time to process this. It's been almost a week since this happened. So truly, I've just been sitting with it, feeling what I feel, and yeah, just processing the whole thing. There's really not much of a story time per se. It was just a normal day until it wasn't. Basically, they said it was just due to sales and restructuring, and with that, my position was affected. So not really much to tell there, but I will say, I wish they would have just done it that morning, because obviously they knew that was going to happen, but it would have been nice to not have gone through the entire day thinking everything was normal and fine when obviously it wasn't. I guess neither here nor there. That is what it is. It's definitely a crazy feeling because I've never not had a job since I was probably 16, and I'm now 28. So this is completely new territory, just different. Like, it's just a different feeling that I've never felt before. So processing that is just a thing in itself. From the business aspect, I know it's not personal. It really was just numbers on a spreadsheet kind of thing. But I genuinely thought some of the connections that I formed there were deeper and bigger than the job. So that part I took personal, not the me getting laid off, but like the after part of it, I guess. 2 people reached out to me, which I will forever be grateful to those 2 people. But I was just like a little hurt. I mean, my feelings did get hurt. Like, yeah, they did. Because I was like, if I was putting myself in someone else's shoes, or if like roles were reversed, like I would want to check on someone that I genuinely cared about, regardless if we were going to work together or not moving forward. Because at the end of the day, we're all human. And so that was kind of a wake-up call, I guess, that it really wasn't as genuine as I thought. But that's okay. And I also understand that, like, nobody owes me anything. Like, no one has to reach out. No one has to check in. Totally okay. We just move forward. That was just something I was sitting with.
Layoffs don't just affect income. They affect identity, confidence, and decision making. People start questioning their skills, their career choices, and their future. Even those who aren't laid off feel anxious, overworked, or hesitant to speak out or take risk. This fear changes behavior. Workers stop negotiating pay, they avoid switching jobs, and they delay major life decisions like moving, starting families, or investing. And over time, this fear can quietly stunt long-term growth. Surviving a layoff often means absorbing extra work with no extra pay while constantly worrying about what might be next. Layoffs create this environment where people are employed but not at ease.
Let me hold your hand while I say this. Nobody is safe from layoffs. If you work for a large corporation, at some point, you may be on the list. I know people who have been promoted January 1st, laid off January 15th. I know people who have given their heart and soul for many, many years, have gotten laid off. So if you take nothing from what I say, take this. Make sure you have other income options and start today.
So 3 days ago, on my 31st birthday, I was laid off unexpectedly from my job that I had been working at for about 4.5 years.
I'll be sending you information on like California unemployment and like an EDD notice for California. Just like really standard exit documents.
Over these past couple of days, I've went through a lot of different emotions. And honestly, I struggled with whether or not I was going to share this, but God convicted me to open up my mouth and to speak on what's going on. On my platform, I talk a lot about how important it is for us to stay in our word in all seasons of life. And no matter how I feel, I can't stray away from that. The two scriptures that have been holding me together and that I've been meditating on are John 16:33 and Isaiah 43:2. When you go through deep waters, I will be with you. When you go through rivers of difficulty, you will not drown. When you walk through the fire of oppression, you will not be burned up. The flames will not consume you. I believe in my heart God's promise. And instead of allowing the enemy to overcome my thoughts and make me see this as a bad thing, I choose to see the good in this because I know that God is not trying to destroy me. God is using this to develop me. And I'm so excited about what God has next for me in this new chapter of my life and what God has next for you in this new chapter of your life. Because it took for this to get me out of my comfort zone and go. And I feel free and I'm excited. And I'm excited to share this new chapter with y'all.
Never in a million years could you have paid me to tell me that 2026 was going to start off with me getting laid off yesterday. Laid off. I am unemployed as of right now. And I am in shock. I went for a run last night. I'm crying like a baby. But now we back and we better. But obviously, you know, we're going to have to pivot from the fashion content because obviously it don't make sense to be buying clothes in this situation. So now it's just more, I'm going to give y'all a lifestyle. I'm going to take y'all on this whole journey from day one as of today until when I land back on my feet. I don't know exactly what that looks like. Maybe back on my feet is full-time content creator. Maybe back on my feet is a new 9 to 5. But either way, it's going to work out for me because God, and I have faith and I believe that that's the only option for me. So I appreciate y'all that have been here so far. Obviously, this is a crazy time for me, but we're going to get through it.
Well, sitting here on my porch trying to get some fresh air. I found out yesterday that I was one of approximately 150 people in my organization that got let go, laid off, restructuring, that's what we were told, whatever that means. The last 24 hours have been, actually 24 plus hours, I guess. It's now 28 hours. Have been pretty tough. A lot of emotions. It's really the first time I think I've ever been laid off in my, God knows how long I've been working. It seems like forever, 30 years maybe. I don't know, long time, 30 plus years. I think this is my first actual layoff. So, not performance based. You know, I'm eligible for rehire, so I guess that's a positive. But so now I'm out in the market at 53 years old. Don't know what's going to happen. Apparently, I do have some severance. Still waiting to find out the details on that. So at least I know I'm going to be carried for a little bit before I have to start dipping into any reserves or any other additional funds, trying to avoid all that. So I think I'm going to try to keep track of this journey. I know there are a lot of people out there that are in the same boat with me or been in the same boat. Job market's kind of crap right now, so not looking forward to trying to find a new one. So here's post one of I don't know how many, but we'll see where it goes from here.
The uncomfortable truth is that job security isn't guaranteed anymore, but personal leverage still matters. Skills, adaptability, savings, and multiple income streams matter more than job titles or loyalty. This isn't about panic quitting or chasing every side hustle. It's about preparation, updating skills, building important funds, staying connected, knowing your numbers, having options. People who survive unstable job markets aren't the ones that predict layoffs perfectly. They're the ones who stay flexible and proactive before crisis hits. So if layoffs are making you anxious, the anxiety isn't irrational, but fear alone won't protect you. Preparation will. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts on the whole layoff economy that's happening in 2026, because it is getting pretty bad out here. But until next time, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.